if for any reason you can't afford that best at that time, don't go for something too lower. Durability, functionality should be the key word for any equipment you need to use in the kitchen.
Kitchessence, delighting your kitchen.
Some of the mistakes they make is that they don't do a proper map up before they start. It's just like if you are starting up a kitchen, the first thing you should do is to know what type of meals do you want to be prepared. You want to prepare? Is it intercontinental? Is it local? How much guests do you want to? How many guests, customers, stores do you want to serve per time? So that will determine the size of the cooking equipment. Also determine the size of the kitchen. Because you can't want to run a restaurant that you want to serve 100 people per time and have a small size kitchen in which the cook and all those involved in the prepping of the food will not be able to walk around it. So the first thing you should do is determine the type of meal you want to cook, how many guests, customers you want to serve at time, and that will determine the size of the kitchen, the number of staff you need on the kitchen floor per time, and the type of the kitchen equipment to use. Just starting out will also decide. I may just want to start out and I have large capital to work with. I have an idea of what I want to do. So just starting out varies. I may want to start out with just a small kitchen to serve 20 people per time. Another startup may want to start off big and they want to be in the highbrow area and want to serve high flying clients. I want to serve continental dishes. So starting out per time varies. There is no one rule to all. It depends on the business itself and how they want to start. What they should consider while equipping their kitchen is one. I would always, the advice we would give hotels starting off is that because it's a business, you won't want to be changing your kitchen equipment after a short period of time. It's time consuming, it's energy consuming, and also money consuming. So it's best you start off getting it may be a little bit more expensive initially, but in the long run it pays. You may spend more money acquiring those durable, quality, highly functional kitchen equipment and utensils at the time you are buying them. But by the time you start using it over a period of time, you make up for the money, you make up for the initial cost. But when you want to cut corners and think, this is too expensive, let me get a cheaper one. Within 6 months, within the year, because it's going to be heavy usage. It's not like a home kitchen. You'll be cooking part-time, almost regularly. So for restaurants, hotels, we advise them to go for the best rate possible. And if for any reason you can't afford that best at that time, don't go for something too lower. Durability, functionality should be the key word for any equipment you need to use in the kitchen. We help businesses choose the right equipment by asking them several questions. So one of the questions is, what type of meal will you be preparing? Yes, so that will determine the type of kitchen utensils you need. We ask them those questions. We ask them, how many customers do you want to serve per time? I think basically those two questions. Those two questions will give answers to a lot of other things. I'm not a great cook. Not that I'm a great cook. So I sell kitchen utensils, so I needed to be interested in this thing. So a client walked in for it, and I said, okay, I want to set up a kitchen, and our core meal will be intercontinental dishes. I should be able to provide the right solutions to that one. So that made me and our team, to delve into researching some of those things. Okay, this is a continental meal. What are the things needed to prepare them? Because since we'll be providing it to our customers, we also need to cover that with those utensils. So we also do our own groundwork to ensure we are well informed so that we can properly inform our customers on the right utensils to use. The challenge they face is keeping tools. You can say that if you want to see if a good chef wants to prepare his or her meal on time, wants it done properly, wants to get the right result. And not using the right utensils can hinder you getting the result of the meal you want. Okay, let's say for instance, you want to prepare, I'm just thinking of a meal right now. Okay, let's say you want to cook like a stir-fry spaghetti, for instance. You may need a wok pan. So, there are also meals from different continents, like Chinese meals, for instance. There are specific kitchen equipment they use preparing those meals to get the results. And if they don't use those utensils, they won't get the results. There are some specific Indian cuisines, for instance. You need to use the right utensils to get the right results so that the meal comes out as it should be. And the taste also comes out as it should be. So no kitchen utensil should be relegated or should be looked down upon when it comes to, particularly if you want to satisfy your clients, you must link the right equipment to the right meal so that you get the right result. On a low budget, you can start small. I believe in starting small. Sometimes you may not have all what you need, but even as in starting small, because these things will tell in your overall performance. Okay, you don't want to have disgruntled customers come to eat at a restaurant, and if you can have 2 satisfied customers, they will tell others, and then you have more. So it's better, don't look at the cost is very important, but don't, because of cost, go for low-end kitchen utensils. It will tell. So if it's just little you can get per time, 1 utensil per time is better than having so much nonsense. 1 per time is better than having so many and they're not optional. Doesn't make much sense. Okay, I'll just message for the time we work with. I know we work with a number of 3 startup restaurants, and then we're able to supply them some of the things they needed when they started. One thing I realized was that because we were able to discuss what they wanted, discuss their needs, discuss their vision. So with that in mind, they started small. Some had like 6 different types of plates per time. We can't use the same plates for serving pasta, serve rice. We have different plates for that. So they decided we're getting maybe 6 per time. And over time, they bought much more because their customers increased. So start little, and then it will build.